Good morning again, everyone. Welcome back to the KSR YouTube channel. Another day on Mullet. Don't be shocked. You guys know we're trying to get this thing done for Cleetus and Cars Bradenton. Got lots and lots of stuff coming in tomorrow, parts-wise. And Travis is wrapping up the patch panels for the floor here. Got those out nice and sealed up. We got that one and we got the other one up there, which it's right here. They got a little hazy painting them because we've got a storm coming in today. So we'll unbolt those back out and repaint them again at some point. Got our new fuel cell in for the street tank, 15-gallon cell, working on some mounting solutions for it. And I'm going to put the car on scales before I decide where to place this. We're actually about to put the front end back on so we can start working on the radiator mount. And once we do that, we're actually going to drop it on the scales to kind of figure out where the balance is. I've got an idea where I want to put the battery, an idea where I want to put the intercooler box. Lots of little things are about to come together mounting wise. I've got to draw up my intercooler box and then go get the pieces sheared at the I've got a big industrial sheet metal shop around the corner from my shop. So I'll get that drawn up, run over there to them, have them shear the pieces I need for the water box and also the catch tank for the engine. And I'm going to combine the catch tank for the valve covers and the transmission overflow into one catch tank, so there's only one drain that the guys will need to worry about draining. But yeah, we're chipping along, and hopefully by the end of the day, probably not by the end of the day, we've got to mount the tab for the G meter on the dash bar. We've got some tabs to weld to the cage for the fire system nozzles, so we're going to do that. And then we've got to fabricate a throttle pedal assembly for the car, and then we'll be painted up there. I have to weld the tabs for the parachute mount, and then from there we're painting the interior and everything actually starts getting reassembled. So starting to get exciting. It's going to be a ton of progress in the next couple of days. I'm going to be trying to do a video at least every other day. So you guys stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see us wrap up this car, and a lot of progress coming up in the next few videos. Let's get to work. All right, so the time has come to fabricate the radiator mount for Mullet. You might have seen in the time lapse, we took out the factory core support. Those things are heavy, we don't need that. And plus, this radiator is bigger than what the factory core support would fit. I knew that going in. Figured I would put the biggest radiator I could fit in the thing. And I think that core support's about 35 pounds. And what we're making one out of is a lot lighter. So the first part of this mount is going to be kind of like a U that goes under the radiator. The radiator will sit on top of that with some padded mounts. And then that'll give us a good foundation to hang that. And it's gonna, the old core support mounts that are there, our bar is gonna come in the underside of it. It'll have a threaded insert in the end, so we'll just thread the bolts in from there. And then there'll be a bar going up and over that catches the back side of it to keep it from falling this way. And we're probably gonna triangulate back to the turbo mount. We've got some room right there to bring a bar through. Like, it shouldn't take a whole lot of bar, probably like a 3/8 inch thick chromoly tube back to the turbo mount. And that'll tie everything from, you know, figure this radiator is gonna weigh probably a solid 35 pounds. So the goal is to be well over 2 G's during the launch. So that's a lot of force that could be trying to shove this radiator back. So we're gonna make sure we got a pretty good mount, and it should be even better than what the factory setup was, and it's a larger radiator. So Travis has started working on bending that bar up, doing our math on how we have to do the bends on the bar. And I'm gonna do a time lapse of us bending up this bar and welding it all up, and you guys can follow along. All right, we are back at it. I'm gonna start like some time-lapse stuff, just because we've got to focus on getting work done instead of shooting videos, but I'm trying to keep some content coming for you guys. We started us a list. You can see we got, Travis has got a bunch of stuff to do. I got a bunch of stuff to weld. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to weld. But we're gonna get the radiator finish mounted in this thing. Some stuff to do with the rest of the seat brackets on the passenger side. And then we are going to be finish painting the interior after we do the fire nozzle mounts and then the throttle pedal. There's gonna be a lot of plumbing happening in a hurry. Should have enough stuff to do the radiator, the valve cover breather tanks, I believe the engine mounted fuel system, or the engine bay mounted fuel system. And we do have to build a fuel cell, which will be tucked down here in this corner. I got to build a bar that goes out around that. Technically, I don't have to according to the NHRA rules, but I'm going to build a bar that goes out around it just for some extra protection. Yeah, I'm gonna have to repaint parts of the bar there, but that's okay. We'll tape off the rest of it so it looks pretty. So we're gonna get to work. You guys follow along. All right, so you saw me painting the floor in that one after I got all the bottle brackets welded to the bottom of the floor for the fire bottle. And after that, we came in Monday morning, switched the car over into this lift so that we could have that lift for the Viper, which is coming in later today. And CJ's been in here cleaning the transmission tunnel because we are going to paint that. Travis and I have been working on the throttle pedal. A little bit of a custom throttle pedal deal, but we're gonna paint inside here and then paint everything in the interior. And then after we do that, the interior can completely go back in this thing. Everything else that's gonna be fabricated, the radio mount, all that other stuff, is everything's just gonna bolt in. So making some big progress. Tons and tons of parts have been showing up here. All of the fire systems here. We've been getting getting new headlights, new tail lights, new turn signals, all the wiring connectors that go with that. Old stuff was just kind of so everything's gonna be nice and new. LED bulbs and everything throughout the whole car. So that's gonna wrap up this video. Appreciate everybody subscribing. If you liked our Everything Needs a Turbo shirt, we're still keeping that pre-order open probably for the rest of this week. Well, we're gonna put them on the website even after. So even if the pre-order deal runs out, we'll still have some extra availability through the website. But we're gonna keep cranking on this thing, and we'll see you in the next one.